yes, trust me, I'm still in sequence. So you guys, I'm really excited. I got my headshots back today. So looks like I'm going to be a camera operator. But my mom's Italian and my dad is Spanish. And I just found out I'm part American Indian. So I'm like, Dad, you think you would have told me this, you know, growing up? But I'm really excited. I'm going to open up my new casino. But I'm really excited about my new Indian name, Sleep on Bar. So you guys, I had a film at the Cannes Film Festival. So I was living in Paris, and I didn't know when you rent an apartment in Paris, you need to ask, does my apartment have a toilet? So I had to literally like walk 3 flights down the stairs, like down a dark hall just to go to the bathroom. And then I'd almost get mugged, and then the bathroom was just like peeing in a hole, and it was like plastic, so it was basically just peeing on myself. So it's like, okay. Then I also didn't know you need to ask when you rent an apartment in Paris, does my apartment have a shower? So my shower was just like a bucket with like a plastic like curtain wrapped around it. So I basically was like, just like peeing on myself. I'm like, forget walking down like 3 flights of stairs, you know. I'll just pee on myself in the shower and avoid getting athlete's foot. But then I realized like, that's why like none of my friends in France like shower. Because it's like, who wants to shower in a bucket? You know, that's why the French invented perfume. They're like, oh, forget showering, I'm just gonna spray myself with perfume. And then they also invented the French beret, which is great. You just throw that on with your perfume. You're like, okay, I'm good to go. But my friends were like, what did you bring back from France? And I was like, cancer. Because everywhere I went, like in Paris, everybody's smoking, and so they're just like, oh, I just smell like smoke, and I think I definitely brought back cancer. So good times. But it's stuff with like, you look like you could be from anywhere, but nowhere good. So I was traveling, I was getting like hassled actually in the London airport. The London police were like, Victoria, you know, you look really suspicious. Like you need to take your sunglasses off. And I was thinking like, okay, and Osama bin Laden's twin brother with his AK-47 does it. So, but I was actually getting hassled like by the London police because I had just came back from Amsterdam, and they were like, do you have drugs on you? And I was like, I just got back from Amsterdam. Of course I have drugs on me. So, but I traded my sister for my bag of shrimps. So, with the London police. I thought that was a fair trade. You know, I gotta keep my bag of shrooms, and they gotta keep my sister. And she did have a case of wine from France, so they had a good time. Yeah, no, my sister, I actually called her the other day. She's still there, so that's good. But it's funny, like my sister will call me up and be like, Victoria, I love you, and then click, like hang up. Then she'll call me back like, I hate you, click. So life is never boring with a bipolar sister. I don't know if you guys do this, but like an ex-boyfriend calls me up, and I totally forgot, you know, like why we broke up. And he was so nice on the phone. So I thought, oh, he's like, Victoria, do you want to have lunch, you know, at Boa? I'm in LA. And I thought, oh, sure, why not? It'd be fun to see him. And I wanted to get this one dress back. So I get to Boa, and he's like, yeah, I already had lunch, you know, at Soho House. And he's like, can you leave? And I'm like, I just got here. And I was like, oh, good to know you're still bipolar. Okay. I totally forgot. Like, that's why I broke up with you. So then he's like, I went to the bathroom, I come back, and then he's drinking a glass of wine, having like such a great time. And then he's like, you know, I'm too cheap to buy you a glass of wine. And I'm thinking like, and you own a bank. Like, okay. You know, my bank account's probably overdrawn here. I can't even get myself a glass of wine. So then I asked him, like, can I please get my dress back? He's like, oh, I actually wore it. And I'm like, what? You wore my dress? Like, so I'm like, what are you, like, half gay? So, yeah, and then he told me he couldn't give me my dress back because he put it in storage. So I'm like, what are you going to wear it this winter? Like, what's going on? So, yeah, I was so sad. Like, you got to remember, like, don't go out with an ex because they just get X'd out for a reason. I was so sad. I went to Sprinkles and got a cupcake. I was like, okay. But have you ever dated someone who went to great lengths to get you out of your clothes only because they wanted to wear them? Yeah, so this guy, oh my god, in grad school at a crush on, he tells me he's half gay. I'm like, half gay? Like you date guys like half the week? You suck dick part-time? Like, you only like balls? Like, what's going on? So I was like, half gay? Like, what do you mean? You know, I'm so naive. So he tells me like, he blames being like half gay because of his 5 sisters, because they would talk about cock all the time. So, but I should have seen the signs, you know, like how you're dating someone and like I just didn't notice the signs. Like it was so funny, like we'd leave the bars and he would leave with guys' phone numbers, but I thought he was just being friendly, like, oh, that's so great, he's making friends. And then like they're going to this concert and he got like all the guys in the band's like phone number, and I was like, wow, I didn't know we both wanted to date the band. So, but then like it made sense. Like we, you know, late at night we'd go back to his place, and he wanted to bake cookies. So it's like kind of half gay, and I'm like, we should be having sex right now, and we're baking cookies. Like what's wrong, you know? So good times. Yeah. But I'm dating this stoner guy, and that's going really well. Except he can't remember my name. He's always like, "What's your name? What, Sapphire? Ruby? Crystal?" I'm like, just standing there. He's like, "Oh wait, those are the girls from Playboy magazine." So, but he's really sweet. Like he always wants to make me dinner, except the dinner consists of like a few sunflower seeds, like rocks and leaves. And then like for dessert, it wanted to feed me flaxseed oil. Have you guys tasted flaxseed oil? It looks like honey, but it tastes like shit. I was like, what does he think? I'm a car? Like, you know, if I was a car, I wouldn't run on oil or gas. Like, I'd run on weed. Who's with me? You guys, I have lived in Hawaii. I love Hawaii. Like, all my friends are drug dealers. Like, they all sell weed. So, yeah, Hawaii definitely wouldn't want to legalize weed. But it does seem, I thought it was legal there. Like, I didn't know. And, but it's great. Like, if you drive too fast in Hawaii, the cops make you take a hit of pot. And so I was driving way too fast. Because the speed limit, like, you can drive like 35. So I get pulled over, and the cops are like, "Victoria, do you know why we pulled you over?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm driving fast." So they're like, "Okay, you're going to have to take a hit of pot." Like, "Do you have pot?" And it's like, "Yes, I do." So you just, like, do a hit of pot with the police. And a DUI is a requirement. Over there. So I was recently drinking and driving on Maui, and this is how it went down with the cops. They're like, "We have a vodka martini sailing down Volcano Road." I was so drunk, like I pulled into the Shell gas station in Paia, and nobody, like they were too busy selling crack to tell me my lights were on. So I get pulled over by the cops, but it's great. They just, you invite them to your friend's barbecue and you get out of it. It's a good time. So, I wanted to talk about, that's kind of crazy, like red flags are people we shouldn't date, but for some reason we do. And I keep dating, I'm like a repeat red flag dater. So, and I also love illegal aliens. But my illegal aliens are really far, like Italy, Switzerland, Holland, Argentina. So the last illegal alien I dated, he's from Italy and Switzerland. And you know when you like someone, you always ask, like, will this person be faithful? So I was thinking, like, would the Italian Swiss guy be faithful? And I was like, well, he has a stripper pole in his living room. You know? Like, he doesn't even have to go to strip clubs. He just wakes up and goes to his living room. It's like, okay, strip club. And, but it's funny how you, like, think, like, well, you know, if he's Italian on top, you know, then that's, you know, like, that might be cool because then he'll be, like, you know, a great cook and stylish and fun. And then if he was Swiss on the bottom, you know, he would be faithful and organized and on time. So, like, then we can make it work, you know, with the stripper pole. But then the worst part about him having a stripper pole was he was actually, like, he swung around like stripper pole better than I did. I was like, oh man. And then he tells me he's practicing to be a fireman. that he was an amateur fireman. That's why you need the stripper pole. It's like, really? All right, thanks you guys.
Thanks a lot, Victoria.
Thank you.
Very good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen from Ontario, I want you to give a big welcome.